Hello, everyone. Good morning, dear authors and invited guests. Welcome to Technical Session 5A. Myself, Karthik Bharadwaj, and this session would be moderated by me. On behalf of Global Knowledge Research Foundation and GR Solistic LLP, it's my great pleasure to welcome you to the 9th International Conference on Smart Trends in Computing and Communication, SMARTCOM 2025, Pune, India. The ninth edition of the conference is being organized in a hybrid mode. The physical event was held yesterday in Pune, India, and the virtual event is being held through Zoom today and tomorrow, that is 30th and 31st January 2025. I hope you will enjoy the knowledgeable and interactive session throughout the day. In this session, we have 10 presentations. Each presenter will be given 8 minutes for their presentation and 2 minutes for question and answer. On 7 minutes, I will raise a gentle reminder. There is another request to all the participants that you all stay connected with us till the closing remark. If you have any query or any update, then you can write it to me in the chat box. Before moving forward, I would like to introduce you with today's session chair, Dr. Vijeta Kumawat. Dr. Vijeta Kumawat is currently professor and head of department of CSC JECRC, Jaipur, India. She has 17 years of teaching expertise and head of department and associate professor. She has two Indian patents. Her expertise in ad hoc network, wireless sensors network, and Internet of Things. She has 45 international and national publications and has attended 50 seminars and workshops. I request our Honorable Session Chair, ma'am, to kindly address the presenters and participants.
Hello. Thank you, Karthik, for the wonderful introduction. And I feel great pleasure always, and thanks to GR Foundation for inviting me as a session chair always. And SmartCom, this is the fourth time when I am session chair in the SmartCom in the online sessions. And I welcome all the participants and I congratulate to all the participants for their research work and their presentations. My best wishes. Thank you. Thank you, Karthik.
Thank you, ma'am, for such highly motivating words. Now, let's proceed with the first presentation of the day. For the first presentation, I would like to call Hemlata Vivek Gaikwad for the paper title Aligning Graduate Attributes with Industrial Revolution 4.0 Recommendations for Indian Technical Institutes. I request presenter to kindly proceed with their presentation.
Thank you, Karthik sir, and a very good morning to Dr. Vijeta and participants. Let me share my screen. Can you confirm whether my screen is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
As Karthik sir has told that the title of the project, the presentation which I will be presenting is Aligning Graduate Attributes with Industrial Revolution 4.0 Recommendations for Indian Technical Institutes. This is my co-author is Dr. Sushma Kulkarni, who is Vice Chancellor of NICMA University. And I'm currently working as an associate professor at Symbiosis Institute of Management Studies, Pune. As we all know that the present article explores the dynamic changes in required graduate attributes to develop Industrial Revolution 4.0 ready. The assurance of graduate attributes assume more importance given the fact that only 20% of the engineers are employable for any job in the knowledge economy, as per the NER report 2019. Indian engineering institutes across India are facing pressure and striving hard to equip the graduates with the right set of attributes to enhance their employability. The authors examine the shifts of graduate attributes from Industrial Revolution 1 to 4 to perceive the most important ones from employment perspective. Second, we recommend the strategies at multiple levels to develop the identified attributes by mapping them with program educational objectives. And finally, we argue that all these strategies must be aligned to strengthen outcomes-based education, and as a result, prepare employable and environmentally sensitive graduates responsible for a sustainable future. The methodology, so this study was completely based on the secondary data. So the article applies secondary data analytical method for achieving the desired objectives. So first, based on the secondary data analysis, define graduate attributes and their linkages with industrial revolutions. And then we present strategies to develop these futuristic skills. Now, graduate attributes, as we all know that the qualities and skills that a university or an institute expects its graduate to acquire and demonstrate after completing a specific program, which it is offering, whether it is BTech or any other undergraduate program or MTech or MBA or any program per se. These skills not only include the technical and disciplinary expertise, but also qualities which prepare them as a social change agents in the future. So as we are seeing in the new education policy, as well as the changes which are proposed by ABID, that it is not only the technical and disciplinary expertise which graduate has to earn. Along with that, they have to be culturally sensitive. They have to understand what is sustainable development and how to pursue a sustainable engineering. Given global technological changes and uncertainties, the assurance of graduate attributes is a must for employability now than earlier. Every engineering or technical institute in India is defining the graduate attributes for the programs they offer as per the guidelines provided by Accreditation Board for Engineering and Technology, that is ABIT, US, and National Board of Accreditation, NBA, India. Now, linkages with Industrial Revolution. So during our data analysis, what we did is we linked the attributes with Industrial Revolution 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, and 4.0. And then we studied the impact on fields of work. Now we know that as we progress through the industrial revolutions, automation was leading or has led to demand of upskilling or reskilling. Labor-saving technologies along with globalization has reduced several jobs, resulting in loss of jobs in many areas and countries. We know, like if we excuse me, if we see that the basic shop floor in most of the manufacturing industries is being automated nowadays. We are having automated vehicles. So there is a loss of job, but are we thinking of upskilling, of reskilling these people so that the jobs are not lost wherever new jobs are being created? But the brighter part is that, so we see that besides creating creative destructions of some jobs, technology changes are going to create new jobs that don't even exist today. Now, skills required for Industry 4.0, like according to the World Economic Forum, these are the skills. There are 10 skills which the graduates need to develop for Industry 4.0. First is the complex problem solving, critical thinking, creativity, people management. Now we see that earlier when we were talking of engineering as a profession, we were only focusing on the domain knowledge expertise, whether it was a hard branch or it was a soft branch. Now people management skills, coordinating with others, having high emotional intelligence, judgment and decision making. So these are the soft skills. Service orientation, negotiation, cognitive flexibility. So if we see, we have only 3 skills which are actually the hard skills. Rather, we can call only one of the skills, and most of them are going towards the soft skills. Then McKinsey and Company also said that high-level emotional and social and emotional skills such as initiative taking, leadership, entrepreneurship, technological skills, both coding and especially interacting with technology. So here also we see that there is a majority of skills which are on the softer side. Then BRIC Skill Development Working Group again talked about cognitive abilities, system skills, complex problem solving, content skills. So need to be developed. So if we see that the most three important forums talk about a lot about the soft skills development. Now, if we see like linkages with industrial revolution, so if we see the IR 1.0, which was mechanization, which was from 1750 to 1840. Now, this was agrarian and handicraft economy to one dominated by factories and machine manufacturing. The modes of transport change was from animal driven to engine or steam driven. There were growth of cities and use of iron, steel, and coal. Now, here the graduate attributes which were expected were factory discipline, relation to tasks shifted from craftsmen working with hand tools to machine operators, from individual creativity to repetitive work. So, if we see, these were many very monotonous kind of attributes which were required. As we proceeded to IR 2.0, where we were talking about technological research, like from 1870 to 1940, where we see what was going on. There was automatic operation and
Sorry to
assembly
interrupt,
lines,
ma'am, but you have
mass
1 minute to
production. Yeah,
conclude.
I'll fast. So these were the things, and the graduate attributes were supervisor and managerial roles, focus on scientific way, behavioral aspects, and technological knowledge. As we proceeded to, now we are proceeding to IR 4.0, we see that the cognitive flexibility, interdisciplinary working, global mobility, ICT, and ability to work with data, sensitivity to society and environment is increasing and is the one which is required. Now, if you have to prepare graduates for Industry Revolution 4.0, the schools, we have to start from the schools, like which are catering to 2,600 lakh students every year. So there, the education system should build, ask, brainstorm, design, build, test, improve strategy, which we have identified through the data. In institutes and university, which is the main focus now, reconsideration of standards for faculty qualification, appointment, and expectation as the needs for engineering workplace is changing. Faculty should do active research, local projects with interdisciplinary perspectives, and should be able to connect to reality. Research work should have definite outcome in the form of publication, patents, and products. For the industry, which is the major stakeholder of educational system, we should prepare and develop the workforce of future. Institute needs strong industry support from curriculum design to implementation and training. Curriculum should facilitate interdisciplinary trainings where technologists will get well versed with humanities and social sciences in the curriculum. And that is why we see that in the new education policy, there is a very highly increased focus on humanities and social sciences. So to conclude, it becomes evident that the future workforce needs to develop skills to do the jobs which do not exist yet. They should be aware of technological advances, their applications and impact. So right now, our focus is that we should develop graduates for the future. That means we have to shift from the fixed mindset to growth mindset. We have to develop lifelong learning because the domain knowledge which we are giving will be outdated soon. So we can only facilitate their learning skills rather than keeping the domain knowledge. So that is all from my side. Thank you so much for giving the opportunity. Over to...
It was very wonderful presentation, ma'am. Dr. Hemlata ji, you gave very nice presentation, and as the outcome based education is very important till now, so and you tried to connect this object based outcome based education to the industry, so it is definitely the new perspective you have displayed. Otherwise, we have just connected the outcome-based education to the education purpose only. So it is a good initiative, nice presentation. Good.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Next.
Thank you, ma'am. For the next presentation, thank you, ma'am. For the next presentation, I would like to call Payal for the paper title Analyzing the Vulnerabilities and Security Risk Associated with IoT Devices and Networks. I request the presenter to kindly proceed with their presentation. maybe the presenter is facing some network issues. Let's move towards the next presentation. For the next presentation, I would like to call Supriya for the paper title Enhancing Image Compression via Interval Arithmetic Vector Quantization and CNN. I request the presenter to kindly proceed with their presentation. I request the presenter to kindly proceed with their presentation. Let's move towards the next presentation. I would like to call Kabir for the paper title Enhancing Law Enforcement with Open Source Intelligence, Strategies, Tools, and Ethical Implications. I request the presenter to kindly proceed with their presentation.
Okay, sir. Just a minute, sharing my screen.
Okay, sir.
So, is it visible, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so good morning, all. Myself, Kabir Mota, and today I'm going to present the paper regarding enhancing law enforcement with open source intelligence, strategies, tools, and ethical implications. So, this will be the outline which will be covered: introduction, motivation, objectives, literature review, research gap, methodology, conclusion, and future directions. So, in today's world, we might be reading articles, blogs, etc. on the internet and wondering how FBI's and first tier law enforcement agencies tend to be more efficient than other law enforcement agencies. So, this is achieved using OSINT, which is open source intelligent. So, it is basically the process of gathering data about any entity or organization through open source references. These references could be social media, government publications, public records, online forums, blogs, etc. So the motivation behind is while researching for this topic, we found a statistics from Norwegian University which indicates the primary challenges faced by the students during an investigation. So the reasons are stated in the table. Those are exposing their own privacy, destroying an ongoing investigation, exposing police equipments, using wrong methodology, collecting incorrect information or immaterial information, and the percentage of that problem is also mentioned. So overall, from all the reasons, we can conclude that the two main primary challenges are privacy and authenticity of information. Whereas if we use OSINT uh, rather than this existing system, the benefits which OSINT provides is privacy, authenticity of information, moreover real-time updates as well. And further, I would like my co-author to continue from the case studies part. So, Harsh Murjani, my co-author, will be continuing from this part.
Yeah. So, hello everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, audible.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah. So now I would like to continue from here. So basically, we have discussed two case studies in our research paper. The first one is of Russia-Ukraine conflict, which was around 2021. So during that time, also some Russian researchers, as we know that Russians and Chinese are very good at cyber security and open source intelligence. So many of these Russian researchers used open source resources like Google Maps to track down Ukrainian. So how were they tracking? There is a feature of Google Maps which is live traffic. So wherever there are more devices or wherever there are more people, it would signify that there is more traffic. So due to this, there was a certain harm to Ukrainian citizens. So, in reason to that, Google Maps temporarily disabled the live traffic feature for Ukraine particularly. In this image also, as you can see, the left portion is a European country or the Europe section, and the right section is Ukraine. And in that, the live traffic feature is disabled. Yeah. So moving on to the next slide. The second case is, just a minute. Yeah. So the second case is neutralization of Osama bin Laden. In the neutralization of Osama bin Laden, as we know that it is one of the most significant case in the law enforcement agency. So during this also, the law enforcement agency collected different videos and images of Osama bin Laden, and that they constructed a rough blueprint of his hideout. And based on the lunar cycle, which appears from the window or from the footage of his videos. So they constructed a timeline, means this timeline to this timeline. It might be nearest dates of the lunar cycle. So they constructed a geographical map and rough blueprint, and that lunar cycle gave a depth to that information, which resulted in this rough layout. So this is from CIA, and this is basically the uh, blueprint. Okay, now next slide. Uh, yeah. So this is the literature survey. We have considered around 15 to 17 research paper, but majorly we have concluded, we have taken a research gap from these four papers. So first one is from Bruno in 1918. So it described the efficiency of OSINT in monitoring extremist activities, which was nothing but the effectiveness of OSINT in law enforcement agency. Second one was Bruhana and Chalinda in 2019, which highlighted the revolution of investigation method and techniques. So how the normal or authentic method. There is also a thing called HUMINT, which is a spine or human intelligence. So how did we revolutionize from HUMINT to OSINT? So that, and in 2020, Kavi Oja stated the data privacy concerns and ethical guidelines for OSINT practices. Then in 2021, the Kaya gave what are the capacities of OSINT in law enforcement agencies. Now, from these all, we concluded to the research gap. We concluded to the research gap. As we know that there are few criteria, means what need to be covered, why we need to be covered, when and how. So, what was covered in 2021 by OSINT for law enforcement agency? Next, why? So, it was covered in 2018, the effectiveness of OSINT by Bruno, as we know that it was very efficient in monitoring the extremist activities. Then we knew about the revolutionization of the investigation uh, in 2019, and there was a gap in how, means there were no certain guidelines of methodology, and methodology was a very scattered approach. So basically, it was more of a personal or more of a hereditary
Sorry to interrupt,
approach.
sir, but you have 1 minute to conclude.
Okay, so uh, next, yeah. In methodology, we have covered mostly three things, which is pre-investigation, investigation, and post-investigation. Pre-investigation, in that we have mentioned how do we create a pseudonymous account. So there is a difference between pseudonymity and anonymity. First of all, anonymity is when there is no information available of you, and pseudonymity is when fake information of you is available. So there is no risk of exposing. Even if you are getting exposed, it's not your real information. Second is OSINT cycle. What should be the methodology? What should be the steps to do OSINT? And the third one is measuring the accuracy. This is a continuation of OSINT cycle, because we would conclude, or we would add up different data from different sources. So this is what we have given in our research paper, how do we create the soft puppet profile, which is the pseudonymous profile. So what are the requirements? So these are all the requirements. And next we have the OSINT cycle. So these are the OSINT cycle. There are basically 5 steps in investigation cycle: planning, direction, collection, processing, analysis, and dissemination. And similarly, we have OSINT cycle. So it's basically a similar kind of thing, but in a digital perspective. There are OSINT techniques, which are reverse engineering, the search engine, then there is Google docking, and so on. And then we have accuracy. So as I mentioned, that we do research from multiple sources, and we add up things. So it might be that the other person is also a pseudonymous profile. In that case, the person's data would not add up. So in that accuracy, the OSINT cycle is very informatious. Next, we have the conclusion. So from this, we can know that law enforcement agencies should adapt and incorporate the method mentioned in a research paper, because OSINT is powerful, reliable, feasible, cost efficient, and scalable. And there is already they already use OSINT, but it's not on that scale. Now, what are the future scopes of this research? So we can do AI integration for better analysis. Then we can have OSINT methodologies for Tor network. Then we can improve methods of training for the OSINT, or we can also have a better alternative of OSINT. And here are our references. And thank you for your time.
Very nice, Kabir. Your presentation is very good. I would like to ask just one question. At the last, in the future work, you have mentioned the Tor network. What is
Yeah.
the Tor network? Can you define it?
Okay, so Tor network or the Onion network is basically where the all dark stuff is happening. Where we can mention human trafficking or drug peddling or illegal counterfeit money spreading, and these all activities. But the problem with Tor network is it's not as normal network. It's in Tor network, person is not connecting to a server. It's like we might use torrent, right? So most of you might have used torrent, but in torrent we connect P2P. Similarly, in Tor network we connect from node to node. So there are a layer of node, and then we have the main server, which makes it more difficult for OSINT.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Now we are moving towards the next presentation. For the next presentation, I would like to call Mohammad Azharuddin for the paper title Malware Attack Detection Using Network Flow with Machine Learning. I request the presenter to kindly proceed with their presentation. I request the presenter to kindly proceed with their presentation.
Just a second, sir. My network is a bit problematic, so just give me a second.
Okay, sir, no problem.
So,
Yes, sir.
so can we move forward and then come back?
No problem, sir. But
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you are facing any kind of technical issue, you can send the PPT to me in the chat. I can share it in on behalf of you.
Forward and then come back. Sorry for the inconvenience.
Okay, sir. Now, would like to move towards the next participants. For the next participant, I would like to call Shailesh for the paper title Managing Artificial Intelligence Technology Oriented Tools for Assessment and Evaluation in Education System. I request the presenter to kindly proceed with their presentation. I request the presenter to kindly proceed with their presentation. Maybe the presenter is facing some network issues. Let's move towards the next presenter. For the next presentation, I would like to call Maurice Swami Das for the paper title Real-Time Human Action Recognition Using Machine Learning Prediction Model. I request the presenter to kindly proceed with their presentation.
Sir, good morning. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir, you're audible to us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good morning. So, this is Swami Das, working as Associate Professor in CVR College of Engineering, Hyderabad. My co-authors are Aditya, Rajesh, and Ramkumar. Today, I am going to present my paper, Real-Time Human Action Recognition Using Machine Learning Prediction Model and Media Pipe. The agenda of our paper is Introduction, Literature Survey, Proposed Model Results and Discussions, Conclusion, and Future Scope, and References. So nowadays, image processing plays a most important key role for traffic monitoring and video surveillance and many more applications. So here, human activity recognition, humans are sometimes they are laughing, sometimes they are angry. So based on the skeleton points of the image, we can analyze expressions, human expressions. So we used random forest model, and by identifying 15 classes of media pipes, so we can analyze them into what the gesture of the person, right? So we have taken a 3,000 samples of the data and capturing the human face and identifying the posters. So in future work, this can be extended for real-time process for intelligent identifying the human facial expressions. So digital era human activity, the main aim is to identify and classify the human behavior. So by using the sensors, human activity recognition, which plays a most important role in the gestures and motions, so the activity of the person, right? Human activity recognition estimation, we have used a CV, right? So Python, by identifying, so the main characteristics of the human body on our study, we have taken input processing, key point detection, and key point association, and key point filtering, and output visualization. So input processing is, it will capture the human image, video frame, and it will make them into some important key points. This next phase is key point detection, identifying the key points by using convolution neural network model. So identify the key points based on the gestures already predefined 15 classes. It can be into one of the model. So key point association. So key points are associated with already predefined existing model to maintain consistency and what kind of behavior of the person, right? Key point filtering. Sometimes there will be some similar kind of the images, so that it can be laughing, or sometimes there will be ambiguity. So eliminate that one by using outliers and noisy detections. And finally, output visualizations, connecting the main points of the drawing lines in skeleton view of the person, and object identification, object detection by using human key activity recognition. So we have taken many papers like so post detection by Naha and Archana post detection, and 2D post detection and classification of the images, human activity detection, and media pipes and gesture recognition, and fuzzy neural network from many authors, repeated authors, and skeletonization and detection of the images, and 2D pipelining, image encryption, and so 2D post prediction, 2D and 3D post prediction. So we have taken these papers, and the proposed model, it is a model which takes the input video and key point generating and angle of the generator by using already predefined data set. It can label into finally into one of the model of already existing human activity 15 classes. So by using you only look only once model, human activity recognition, it can be implemented by using the machine learning algorithm. So there are the visualization. So this is the approach model. First, key point generator, which takes the real-time video of the image of the person, and what it will do is, so it will analyze the take the input into you only look only once model, and identifying the post models and angle finder and already existing predefined 15 labels, it can be one of the label of the existing thing, and it use a machine learning model to identify the new image captured in a real video. So from existing already predefined models, it can be one of the most similar type of the existing model. According to that, it will classify by using random forest machine learning algorithm. It will be classified. So there will be 32 poses, right? So this image consists of 32 poses: left eye inner one, right, and left eye out, like that, right foot index. So the human activity, it can be into these many 32 post landmarks, and the detector is taking an image which can be in the RGB format, red, green, blue color image, and using the already existing train data, it can be classified into, with the help of pandas, right? In the Python library, it can be predicting and classifying into one of the poses, right? So this is the image visualization landmark, right? So we have we have used, right, the sample data 30,000 images, and it can be into one of the type, right? So by using human activity detection, so label, so this is the texting, sleeping, drinking, calling, and running. These are the measurements of the parameters of the image, right? Left eye bold, these are the parameters, right eye bold, so 73.96, like that. If it will be this range, means he is texting, the person is texting, the person is sleeping, the image is the among the 32 posters, it will be taking into one of the most important key factors for identifying the label. Sleeping, which plays an eyes plays a key important role. Drinking means mouth plays an important role. Calling means so running means legs movement. The corresponding important key points are some of the it will be taking into this frame, right? And the data set from open source. The dataset consists of 12,601 images, can be into train dataset and test dataset, and by using this, we can identify the posters, right? By using random forest method. Random forest method is the one of the best model. It can be a tree based method. So it will generate the trees. So which is a predicted model, so mostly used for predictions, right? So
Sorry to interrupt, sir, but you have 1 minute to conclude.
okay, sir.
Thank
Okay. Application, this one, and results and discussion. So the results are predicted cycling, right? This is predicted with cycling, right? This is predicted with fighting and drinking. So this is predicted with listening and music. So this is predicted with listening and dancing. So sitting and texting. So prediction with real-time dancing, right? So the conclusion, the main goal of the human activity recognition is taking the human gestures and his expressions by using the predefined model. By using, so we can analyze by machine learning model, so using random forest, and we can identify the key points, and existing database, we can be into, it can be into one of the model, the human gesture recognitions, right? So this is our work. So in future, it can be extended for the person. If a person is in the driving, two-wheeler driving, if he's not wearing helmet, means it will recognize and it will be informing subsequent actions by the traffic control. It will be extended in the future. So these are the references. Thank you.
I would like to just a question, that is, what about the data sets?
Data set we have taken from Kaggle, madam.
Okay. 30,000 you take the data set from
Yeah, yeah,
from
30,000 we have identified some of the data sets which are similar. We have taken, we have extracted from the, which are useful for us. We have extracted some 12,000 plus, madam.
ठीक है. Okay, it is a very nice presentation, sir. And conclusion and in future scope, you have mentioned 2-3 points. Time consuming, you have mentioned conversion of the image data set and target tables into a pandas data frame, you have mentioned. So all these 4-5 points you will, it is the conclusion and future scope.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
ठीक है सर, it is a good presentation, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Best of luck, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. For the next presentation, I would like to call Gurugendra Singh Rahevar for the paper titled Revolutionizing Bone Fracture Disease Diagnosis Through Deep Learning. I request the presenter to kindly proceed with their presentation. I request the presenter to kindly proceed with their presentation.
Doing that.
Maybe the presenter is facing some network issues. Let's move towards the next presentation. For the next presentation, I would like to call Maurice Swami Das for the paper titled Secured Cloud-Based Application and its Effective Utilization. I request the presenter to kindly proceed with their presentation.
Okay, sir. Okay. Sir, my presentation is visible, sir.
Yes, sir, your presentation is visible to us.
Okay, sir. Thank you. So, good morning, sir, and good morning, madam. My another paper is secure cloud-based application and its effective utilization. So, my authors are my co-authors are Rajesh Kumar and Dr. R.P. Ram Kumar, professor from Gogaraja Rangaraj, Hyderabad. So, this paper. The main agenda is introduction literature survey, the proposed model, cloud services and models, cloud data centers, cloud security and architecture, results and discussions and conclusion and references. So today, cloud computing is a on-demand service, right? It is a utility computing based on the usage of the applications. Mostly all of us using the cloud-based applications. It is a ubiquitous, on-demand, convenient with a shared pool of resources like infrastructure services, platform services, and software services. We have used a model, cloud security model, which enhances the security and increasing the availability of the users and using virtualized environment, Hyper-V efficient utilization of the cloud services. So this it will be extended for to prevent hacking and trusting of the in future work. So cloud computing, it is a on-demand network access of pool of resources, server, storage, and services with minimal management and service provider interactions. So this cloud computing applications is the main aim is pay as use go manner, right? If you want the services, we can pay and we can use the services. So some of the users to invest a huge infrastructure, it is very difficult, right? For them, it takes some lakhs of rupees, unnecessarily spending the money by installing, by procuring the infrastructure facilities. So the cloud-based applications significantly used by, there are many cloud service providers nowadays, Amazon Cloud, Google Cloud, and Microsoft Azure Cloud, and cloud-based services significantly increasing in every organization. Large of amount of data it will be generated, and it will be through the various social media like Twitter, LinkedIn, video streaming, so YouTube informations, right? So the cloud challenges are, one of the challenges providing the security for the cloud users, right? The data, it will be generated from across the world, so providing the security, data security, geographical data location, unauthorized access, lack of control, integrity, recoverability, and availability. So these are the things to be provided in the cloud security. We need to provide the cloud security for the authenticated authorized users, and cost management. So minimum effort, right? The cloud services are pay as you go manner. So the user can pay and user will get the services that are infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. In multi-cloud, it is a cloud which integrates the two or more cloud environment, is called what multi-cloud. Multi-cloud is, it helps us to balancing the resources and providing and ensuring an efficient allocation of the resources and providing performance and security management by multi-cloud systems. So for performance challenges are the elasticity based on the demand increase or decrease, and multi-tenancy, ensuring that it will be used by the multiple users. Always services are available to all authenticated users. Workload based on the usage, right? Distributing the workload through the cloud centers, and portability, interoperability, ensuring that compatibility of the user to to invoke the services. And so legal quality issues based on the service level agreement, the appropriate user can access all the services. So and security risks are the attacks like man in the middle attack and integrity and confidentiality and smart media systems. It will be used to store the information like IoT systems, IoT based applications storing the information in the cloud systems, right? So cloud management services, we can manage the cloud services, load balancing and portability and interoperability. The cloud applications ability to data move from different cloud providers and different platforms is called what? Portability. And interoperability is the one which different cloud centers can access, manage the data, and manage the data is called what? Cloud interoperability. We have taken the literature survey from the various papers like, so Numa, IU, education sector in infrastructure as a service, and Con and others, hybrid cloud environment, Dheeraj Basavaraj, intelligent detection system, Abdul Wahid Khan, analytical hierarchy process, risk management, risk, risk management, and scheduling algorithms, supply chain management, cloud security, and cloud risks. So most of the papers we have referred which are related to the security, how to provide the security of the cloud resources. So by giving the username and passwords and providing the security by transportation layer security services and secure session layer services by invoking the service with providing these features for various kind of application, electronic health records, and so the security for the cloud source, cloud database used in banking sectors, and so security provided for web applications. So we have taken the information, cloud storage, some of the cloud storage, storing the information and retrieving the information and representing the information to the cloud users. The information must be secured and confidential. Only authenticated users can access in the cloud services, IoT based smart solutions, web application services. So cloud challenges are the cloud environment is service level agreement. There is a agreement between the user and the cloud provider. Based on the agreement of the user and the service provider, they need to provide the services. For example, any user can get a Gmail account of 15 GB. If you want to use more than 15 GB of memory, you can go for pay as you go model, and he has to pay every month some amount to the Google or Microsoft or Amazon. So providing the security untrusted service provider. So service provider is trusted and authenticated. The users are not aware about the physical location of the data where the information is stored, but so we must give access to only authenticated users. Cloud services, virtual machines. Virtual machine, it is a machine which can execute services in a virtualized environment, avoiding hacking and providing the security using secure session layer protocol. So the proposed model is, we have taken the proposed model. So cloud services which provides three kind of services: infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. So the risk management factors are organizational level at tier 1. The provider will manage the developing the cloud at organization level, which comes under the tier 1, and business process level. After developing the cloud services, it will be services will be provided to the users, and managing the business that
Sorry
is
to
comes
interrupt,
under.
sir, but you
Okay,
have
okay.
1 minute to conclude.
Okay, sir. Okay. Cloud data centers and cloud security architecture. This is the security architecture, cloud users, data owners, and cloud providers. So users are the one which can use the services. Owners are the one which can develop the services and provide them, and the users can access by keeping them in a encrypted and decrypted format. So this is the virtualization of Hyper-V model, which is availability of the cloud services will be improved by using this architecture. So cloud users and cloud brokers. Cloud user is the one which use the cloud services. Cloud broker is the one which providing the services to the cloud users. And this is the management and services. So, and virtual machines, hypervisor, and cloud data centers. So the cloud user can invoke service cloud broker will allocate the resources to the cloud user based on the service level agreement. So virtualization is an environment to provide the services services to the user. So the results and discussions, we have developed a Java code for the providing data confidentiality, encryption and decryption for the cloud users. So these are the sample outputs for the, and it will be used in three ways: policies and control, organizational, and preventing the risk, and knowledge, performance and management. So so cloud to identify the risk, security logs, monitoring and tracking events, security incident events, and forensic procedure, access control and configuration. So the risks are, these are the risks. And cloud threats are, there are cloud threats: theft. If information is theft, so what are the uses of the cloud systems are the, if information is theft, it will be available to the cloud systems. And external attacks, if an external attacks, we need to provide the security, denial of service attack, and there is a software bugs and service interruption, service is not available, and no control of the humans where the system is finally we are concluding that cloud is a service which is providing on-demand resources to the cloud users, and it provides infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service, integrated cloud environment, availability of the services to all the authenticated users in a secured way. And by using virtualized hyper-5 model, which is an efficient utilization of the cloud services, by distributing the cloud services to all the cloud servers, and we have implemented Java code for encryption and decryption, and in future it will be extended for avoiding hackers in a trusted service level agreement. Thank you.
Thank you, Mureswamy Das sir. Your
Yes, madam.
presentation is very nice. Cloud
Thank
is very big area, and without cloud services, we can't exist now. But there is a concern in the cloud area, just the hacking and security.
Yes, madam. Yes.
So, in future scope, you have mentioned the hacking and security. So, you have planned any algorithm or any process or any criteria where you can provide the safety and security in the cloud area?
Yes, madam. We are studying the algorithms, madam, how to prevent hacking in a secure environment. We are studying, presently we are studying in the transportation layer security protocol, and how to provide security for hacking of the services.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Now we are moving towards the next presentation. For the next presentation, I would like to call Vanishri for the paper title Technology Driven Cycle Time Reduction, the Impact of Advanced Cutting Tool on Production Performance. I request the presenter to kindly proceed with their presentation. I request the presenter to kindly proceed with their presentation. Maybe the presenter is facing some network issues. Let's move towards the next presentation. For the next presentation, I would like to call Supriya for the paper title Enhancing Image Compression via Internal Arithmetic Vector Quantization and CNN. I request the presenter to kindly proceed with their presentation.
Yes, I'm here. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible to us.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am, your screen is visible to us.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. I'm Supriya, and I'm here to present on enhancing image compression via interval arithmetic vector quantization and CNN. So I'll begin with introduction and literature and then my proposed methodology. I hope my screen is visible. Yes.
No, ma'am. It's not loading yet. On loading. Ma'am, please try to reshare.
It's saying screen is paused and then. Shall I stop sharing and share it again?
Yes, ma'am. You can.
Is it visible now?
Yes, ma'am. Now it is visible.
Yeah. Yeah. To begin with, why I've chosen this is image compression is a technique that reduces the size of the files, and then it is mainly used for storing a large amount of image data, as we have more data set which is being generated using images. And then we are also incorporating an interval arithmetic method to do image compression along with the CNN. And what is internal arithmetic is an mathematical technique that deals with ranges of values. Instead of single value, it deals with the ranges of values that has a precise numbers, allowing for robust computation across various applications. So vector quantization is a data compression method that groups similar data points effectively represents data. So there are 4 types of image compression techniques, that is lossy, lossless, transform coding, and vector quantization. So we have 3 again. There are key metrics to decide on image compression technique is PSNR, SSIM, and PSNR. So there are types of image compression is lossless compression, lossy compression, transform coding, and vector quantization. So this is the literature survey what we have gone through. There are some papers on interval valued neural networks and image compressions together, and decompressions are more here. And most of the authors have used RNN, but we have used in CNN here. And this can be applied for image classification also. Yeah, the objective of this project is by incorporating convolutional neural networks and interval vector quantization. This study attempts to create an advanced image reduction method. The goals include utilizing interval arithmetic to improve quantization intervals, implementing interval arithmetic based quantization for reduced artifacts, implementing CNNs to preserve attributes like contrast and luminance, and quantitatively accessing compression quality using metrics like PSNR and SSN. So many things can be done using interval vector quantization. So the proposed framework involves 2 main stages, training and compression. During the training stage, a CNN is trained to learn feature representation and encapsulate important image characteristics such as contrast, luminance, and intensity. Subsequently, interval arithmetic-based quantization is applied to these features, constructing quantization intervals that accommodate various due to quantization errors. In the compression stage, the trained CNN is employed to extract features from the input images, and the interval arithmetic-based quantization maps these features to the predefined quantization intervals, considering attributes like sum, difference, and a product. This process significantly reduces the effects of quantization errors on the constructed images, resulting higher compression quality as measured by PSNR and SSN. So here, actually, we developed an portal, and then where we need to upload an image and then download an image after compression. So this is the interface for the HTTP link interface for the study. And this is the result what we have got. Normal method is the normal quantization method, and then interval arithmetic method. As we can see here, we have an compression size is greatly reduced, and then we can see that PSNR is 11.156 here, and as compared to the interval arithmetic method where we have PSNR 13.3. And then file size, if you see, file size is greatly reduced, where we have up to 40 KB till 34 KB. Similarly, this is for the FHD images, and similarly we have for high definition image, and then for the standard definition image. So we compared with the different image sets for the normal compression vector and the vector method. So in conclusion, in comparison to conventional compression method, the interval work, if we apply CNN and IAVQ, that method exhibits and compression quality improvement nearly about 20%. So this is what I had for today. Future scope, that is, we can develop these algorithms on hardware and then make it more efficient and more faster. These are the references. Thank you.
Okay, Supriya, I would like to ask one question. What is the PSNR ratio?
Yes, ma'am.
PSNR ratio, what is it?
Ma'am, it is signal to noise ratio of the image, ma'am.
Okay, and what you do to improve the quality of the image?
I did not get you, ma'am.
What
Quality of the image is not ready, it decreased, ma'am. It is there, but only compression is taken care, ma'am. Because
Okay, what is your future plan for this activity?
if this is implemented in hardware and which can on FPGA also, and then it could be more faster and better is what I feel.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Now we are moving towards the next presentation. For the next presentation, I would like to call Mohammad Aziruddin for the paper title Malware Attack Detection Using Network Flow with Machine Learning. I request the presenter to kindly proceed with their presentation. Sir, you are not audible to us.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Now you're audible.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Please continue.
Hi, sir. It's Abdul Razak from KLE Technological University, and our project title is Malware Attack Detection Using Network Flows with Different Machine Learning Algorithms. So, I just want to know that my screen is visible, right?
Yes, visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So, coming to the project title, it's Malware Attack Detection Using Network Flows with Different Machine Learning Algorithms. As we all know, sir, that cybersecurity is developing and the level of online crimes is constantly increasing. The sophisticated algorithms or the traditional signature-based algorithms are not showing that much of accuracy rates as compared to the new malware attacks or the viruses or the trojans, which what we have developed till now. Despite of their effectiveness, both kinds of some drawbacks. The systems rely on signature formats of the recognized threats. We analyze the net flow data in our technique. Network flow records don't reveal private or personally identifiable information, but they do include sufficient information to identify traffic uniquely using qualities like 5 tuples for network administration. In the literature review, we reviewed around 8 to 10 papers, and we came to know that the malware is more specific than the intrusion. It covers the range of defined categories such as worms, ransomwares, etc. Intrusion, on the other hand, is a broader field. It also includes an active, such as sector individual behind numerous programs. When talking about the malware, where anomaly or signature-based detection techniques, there is a reliance that some part of the malware or is static for detection. That is, there is no component that is predictable. It relies on identifying the part of the program that is the particular feature of the malware detector. There are significant drawbacks using the traditional algorithms for malware detection, but using the advanced machine learning algorithms, we can overcome these drawbacks. The further net flows which we have used here, and the data set which we have collected here is the CTU13. We reviewed around 3 data sets, that is CIC and MAL 2020, CIC and MAL 2017, and CTU13. We came to know that CTU13 would be more, we have chosen it to be as it was publicly available data set, and it's quite used extensively in the past researches. The features of the dataset includes the start time, duration, protocol, destination address, destination port, state, source of the destination, total packets, total bytes, labels, and etc. It is the format of the dataset where there is the different frauds or the different spams which are used by the attackers. That is IRC, spam, CF, DDoS attack, FP, peer-to-peer attack, and HTTPS attacks. The dataset was created by CTU University that captures the real botnet traffic mixed with the normal traffic and the background traffic. It is made up of 13 different scenarios. That is, there are 13 different botnet samples. So it is the duration for which the 13 different scenarios or the 13 different scenario or the botnet, which are 13 different botnets which we have included. That is Neris, Arbot, Virut, Minu, and Marlow. We mainly focused on the first scenario, that is Neris. It captures around 6.15 hours of duration, where the botnet used is HTTP based and CNC channel spam performance click frauds. So we compared around 5 different machine learning algorithms, sir. It was a logistic regression, support vector machine, random forest classifier, and the dense neural network. In the last step involves the testing of our model to see which models or the which algorithms outperforms the best for the 13 different scenarios. To determine this, we compared the 3 scores, that is recall, precision, and F1 score. The best algorithm, some matrices need to be chosen to evaluate the performance of these methods. The usual way to look around the number of false positive is the number of background communication labels or botnets, or the false negatives, that is the number of botnets labeled as background communication. So this is the block diagram of our proposed model. First, we take the network traffic, then data pre-processing happens, the feature extraction, the dimensionality reduction, and we implement the different classifiers. And we evaluate the ML algorithm and by analyzing the different classifiers, and the malware detection is done. So this is the flowchart where we can see that after the feature extraction, the data collection happens in 5 different algorithms. And again, by the training and evaluation phase, we have done the testing and deployment. The net flows data consists of categorical features. We have used the timing window. The timing window is in the sense like a common botnet type where we can see that we can alter the strides and the widths of the timing window by our methods, or based on the malware which we are targeting on. The 3 features from the categories are the source ports and the destination ports, which we have focused, and we have the communications. The total number of exchanged bytes bytes sent to the source are the 5 features extracted. The sum, the mean, the standard deviation, and the maximum and the median. So this is the outputs of the of our proposed model, ma'am. I just want to, yeah. So we can see here that random forest is outperforming that each and every algorithm by comparing logistic regression, support vector machine, and gradient boosting and dense neural network. We came to know that random forest outperforms 7 out of 13 scenarios. We can see that the F1 scores for the random forest is increased based on the previous scenarios. We can see here that the logistic regression is 0.83 in the training phase, and it is the same. But here F1 scores is 1 for the random forest and 0.95 for the testing phase. So in summary, I want to conclude is our research endeavors to develop and evaluate algorithms able to identify the botnet activity in the real world traffic. As the model traffic dataset, relevant characteristics were revealed from the following examinations. After that, the impact was examined through a selection procedure. Although none of the features were superior, as they we included from the training portion. We included random, as we know, ma'am, that random forest outperforms each and every algorithm by yielding the detection accuracy over the 95% of the botnets, which we have, which was present in the CTU13 dataset. Over the 55% of Pi and 711, which it was not outperforming, uh, the different algorithms outperforms the random forest. But in most of the cases, the random forest was outperforming. So, we can say that the random forest is the best algorithm for that CTU13 dataset or the any malware attacks which we encounter in the future.
I
If the
have a
future,
question.
yes, ma'am.
Why you choose malware attack only?
Ma'am, because we see that intrusion is a vast field, ma'am. Uh, like if we choose intrusion, there we encountered many algorithms such as signature-based algorithms, but malware was more specific, so we choose malware, ma'am. The
Uh,
malware includes many kind of attacks, ma'am, like viruses, trojans, ransomwares, adwares, etc. It covers a wide range.
hmm. Okay, it is a very nice presentation.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
You. Next.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we are moving towards the next presentation. For the next presentation, I would like to call Gurgendra Singh Rahevar for the paper title Revolutionizing Bone Fracture Diagnosis Through Deep Learning. I request the presenter to kindly proceed with their presentation.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am, your screen is visible to us.
Yeah. So the title for the paper is Revolutionizing Bone Fracture Diagnosis Through the Deep Learning. Before starting with this, we'll see the outline. And the outline consists of introduction, problem statement, literature survey, dataset results, and references. Before starting this, we should also know that which bone fracture are we considering in the paper, and that is cervical spine. Basically, our spinal column consists of the four portions, as it is being seen in the screen. We'll be focusing on the cervical spine, which have which been divided into the 7 sections, which is C1 to C7. This is very major bone fracture. It might cause us to. So we have chosen this bone fracture detection. The problem statement was taken from the Radiological Society of North America, and which has teamed up with the ASNR, and they conducted an AI challenge competition using the CT scan images. These were the major papers, which we have reviewed while conducting the survey. Apart from that, this is the first base paper which we have seen, which consists of the two stages where the convolution neural network 3D was used. Basically, 3D is used because there are MRI images, and to get the details and the features, we need the 3D image segmentation. The analysis and the results were found like the data set consists of 12,000 images, and out of that, more than 379 images were related to men, and apart from that, women's. The non-fracture data set was consisting of 87 percentages. The limitations which we found in this was the hairline fractures and the traumatic injuries were and the dislocation was not detected.
Apart from that, the other papers which we have reviewed are all this, and their accuracies are mentioned. Later on, we found out the data set which were provided by the RSNA, and here are the details about it. The data set was given in the 3 views: Excel view, coronal view, and sagittal view, which goes for the size of 200 GB, consisting of 7 lakh images data set. And apart from that, we saw the tabular form of the data set, and it was being like this: the patient ID, overall, and how much fracture they have consist from C1 to C7. So basically this 1 represents whether there is a fracture, and here 0 represents that there is no fracture. Here we can see there can be a multiple fractures images also available. The main limitation which we found while doing this research was the hairline fractures were what we say neglected, or which was not detected by the CNN. So later on, we tried applying deep CNN on this, and we found out the results that RSNA applying deep CNN can give us 97% of accuracy. That's all from my side, and thank you so much for allowing me to present.
Thank you, ma'am. I request session chair, ma'am. Ma'am, do you have any questions? Ma'am is not having any questions. So let's move towards the next presentation. For the next presentation, I would like to call Pani Shri for the paper title Technology-Driven Cycle Time Reduction, the Impact of Advanced Cutting Tools on Production Performance. I request the presenter to kindly proceed with their presentation. I request the presenter to kindly proceed with their presentation. So let's move towards the closing remark. I sincerely thank our authors for their excellent presentation and contribution in this session, and all our participants for being a part of this international conference. I hope this session was informative enough. We, on behalf of the whole team, thank you for your support during the 9th version and all the previous 8th version of the conference. We'll be happy to have you in 10th version in 2026. All the presenters will be getting their digital certificates through email within 2 working days. Further, all the paper have already forwarded to the Springer. The publication will be live within 6 months. Kindly cooperate with the team of SMARTCOM 2025. I also thank our session chair for chairing the session. Ma'am, the token of appreciation and love from GIA's Foundation and partners. I request you to please address our participants.
Thank you, Karthik. As always, it was a very wonderful session, and I congratulate to all the participants for their future research work and collaborations. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for such good words. Now I request everyone to kindly turn on their cameras for a quick virtual snapshot of the conference. I request everyone to kindly turn on their cameras for a quick virtual snapshot. Thank you, everyone. Stay safe, stay connected.